Welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're taking a look at something that lets you see the invisible, like actually see it.
Oh, this is cool stuff.
We're talking Fujifilm Prescale, film pressure,
Yeah.
indicating sensor film.
Yeah. It's amazing for quality control and analysis, especially in manufacturing. Any process where surfaces are coming into contact with each other.
It's kind of hard to wrap your head around, so let's start with the basics.
Uh-huh.
How does this color-changing film show us pressure?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
You've got this film,
Uh-huh.
and you put it between two surfaces.
Yeah.
Anything, really.
Right.
You apply pressure,
Okay.
and the film changes color
Like permanently.
permanently based on how much force is applied.
It's like getting a snapshot of the pressure.
Exactly, a pressure map.
And then you can actually look at that later on.
Yep, you can archive it and refer back to it.
That's really cool. So no magic involved?
No magic. But the science behind it is pretty fascinating. The film has these tiny microcapsules, and they rupture under pressure,
Uh-huh.
releasing a dye that causes the color change. More pressure, more dye, deeper color.
That makes sense. I was looking through some of the materials, and they mentioned using this for things like heat sinks.
Oh yeah, heat sinks, lamination presses, all sorts of things.
I even saw something about biomechanics. What's that all about?
Oh yeah, like in the Journal of Bone and Joint Surgery and the Journal of Biomechanics, they use it to study, how our bodies move and stuff.
So from electronics to, like, knees, it's crazy how many different applications this film has.
Right.
Like, how is it useful for something like a heat sink specifically?
Well, a heatsink is designed to take heat away from components in electronics.
Yeah, to keep them from oversheeting.
Exactly. But the heatsink has to make good contact to do its job.
Right.
If the pressure isn't distributed evenly, you get these hot spots that can cause problems.
Like a component could burn out.
Exactly. So with Prescale, you can check the pressure distribution between the heatsink and the component and make sure everything is making proper contact.
That's a really good point.
It's a huge help in preventing failures.
So it's not just about seeing the pressure.
No.
It's about understanding it.
Exactly. And using that information to actually improve things.
Make things work better.
Yep, make them more efficient, more reliable. Think about a manufacturing line where parts need to fit together perfectly.
Right.
Prescale can help identify inconsistencies.
And fix them
Yeah,
before they cause bigger problems.
exactly.
The guide we have here actually talks about best practices too.
Yeah.
Like how to handle the film, how to get accurate readings. It's like a whole instruction manual.
Yeah, it goes into detail about how to interpret the results, how to understand what those color patterns mean.
Okay, so you get this colorful pressure map, but what do you actually do with it?
Well, that's where the real detective work comes in.
Ah.
You look at those color patterns and you start to see things.
Like what kind of things?
Like, is the pressure evenly distributed? Are there any areas of really high force that could be a problem? You can identify potential weak points, areas where the design could be improved.
So it's not just a pretty picture. It's a tool for problem solving.
Exactly. It's a way to look beneath the surface and understand how things are really working.
It's like X-ray vision for pressure.
Exactly. It's a great analogy. And it's probably a lot more common than we realize.
Right. It's just something that we don't usually see.
Think about all the products we use every day that have components fitted together that rely on precise pressure distribution.
And now I'm going to be thinking about that everywhere I go. Like, what does the pressure map look like on my phone, my laptop, my car? It's crazy.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is. So our listeners out there,
Yep.
maybe listening on their phone,
Right.
and now they're thinking, what does the pressure map of my phone look like?
Thinking about pressure maps everywhere.
And who knows, maybe they'll even come up with a way to use this technology in their own work or something.
The possibilities are endless. It really makes you appreciate how a seemingly simple technology can have such a huge impact.
Totally. Well, on that note, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. And to our listener, happy pressure mapping.
See you next time.
See ya.